everyone. I'm getting comfy. We're gonna do some spill the tea. I haven't been live in forever. Getting my life back together. Oh, this is still hot. Hi, Jamelia. Do I say that right? Hi, Nay. How are you guys? Hello, Miss Glammy Nails. Moon. Yes, Moolin. I'm saying these wrong. Kaylee. I'm squinting too. I need my glasses. I have glasses around here. Hi. What do you guys want to talk about today? I know I want to talk about pricing some. So I'm just putting that out there. Good morning. This is for you guys. This is a Q&A. I haven't been live in forever. I do want to talk about pricing at some point, but let's hit your guys' stuff first. Hey girl, hey. How are you, baby? Clear over there. I love that we can be friends across like the country, even the world, because we got this. Doing a little decaf coffee today. Usually it's tea. Well, for a long time. See, from Jamaica. I freaking love this. This is the best. I'm ready for the pricing discussion. All right, here we go. So I put my pricing calculator back on sale, and I did it for this week and next week because it keeps coming up. It will forever come up. Because when I was taught to do pricing, it was kind of like look around, see what people are charging, and then adjust from there. And I even taught that for a while. And it was even, I remember some head people in the industry were like, it's like cost you like $4 per service and product to do a client. And the other crazy part is they didn't really communicate that strongly. They say $4 per service. That may have just been product, and that was in pink and white acrylic. Okay, well, let's go through what our expenses are. If you're running your own, if you're buying product, if you're paying rent, if you're doing that, let's just do it, okay? Let's do the fucking reality of it, shall we? You have some sort of rent. If this is like if you're an independent nail tech, if you're working at a salon, this is also good to know because this is what they're paying for. They're paying, you have insurance, your salon is paying for your insurance. They also pay for your workers' comp and everything too. There is product, there's rent, there is part of your taxes, there's continued education, there's utilities, there's like things like internet and all of that. Some people can even do like part of their phone bill. There's expenses involved. And when I learned, it was kind of like, your product cost won't be anything. Because then it's not just like pink and white acrylics. Because that $4 shit has like held on for years. It's like the new colors. We used to get like polish for pedicures or whatever and have it for years and years and years. That's not how it is anymore. And then we used to be able to mark like how far a product lasted us. Gel, you can't do that. They're not transparent containers. You can't track, and you have hundreds of colors. So what did we do? We gave up. We gave up knowing how much it cost us per service to do a service, and we started guessing. I remember once teaching an apprentice, freaking love her. She went to work at another salon. I didn't have my salon at the time. And we teach people who work at other salons or go do their own thing too. Like whatever, right? Her starting prices were higher than mine when I was her instructor. And that was where I was like, oh, mine need to be higher. So I just like raised them. And the way I made more money was taking more clients. I would start at for sure 7 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m., and go to for sure 10 p.m., sometimes 11 p.m. A new client every hour on the hour. Granted, I thrived off the chaos a little bit until my body couldn't do it anymore. And, like definitely in the guessing game right now. And so I'd raise it, but then soon after, I still feel like I didn't make enough money. And when you're in that phase where you're in demand, sometimes it can feel more comfortable to raise prices, but it's never comfortable. First of all, I want to say this. It doesn't always have to be price raises everywhere. It's adjustments, and it's not on every service. There's strategies to doing it, but you need to know where you freaking land to be able to do that. Fact, shelf life of products is something to account for too. I was kind of surprised to learn that recently. Yep. So you have to account in your prices for refreshing a product. Also, your equipment. You need a backup e-file for when that one has to be serviced. You have to be able to pay for that to be serviced. You need to change your lamps. If you're that busy, you probably need to change your lamps at least every year. It's wild, the things we don't take into account. This is one of the reasons you're scared to go independent. Okay, so basically what's coming up is all our feelings. It's so interesting. We go to feelings instead of facts when it comes to these things. I did it too. I was literally sitting in this house, like over in that chair. And I was like, there has to be a better way. Because how can we track, like some people are good at inventory, but like how can we track how much has gone out of each gel bottle and when and what and all of that? I'm like, there is a complicated way, but there has to be a freaking easier way. And I literally was like, we just need an average cost per service over time. And the average profit we need to make per service over time. That's what we freaking need. So I started teaching that. And it started working, but people still weren't doing it. So one of my degrees is in mathematics. Not finances, but mathematics. And I love numbers and chugging and things like that. So I went into a Google sheet and I created a calculator. And where you insert things, where it plugs and chugs all the things, you just put your numbers in. And then I did like a video on how to use it. Sorry, Olive's barking. Olive, hey. And then I made it so you could buy it. And then when you get it, you click on the calculator, the pricing calculator, and it prompts you to make your own copy. And then that's yours in your Google Sheets forever. And then I teach you how to just pull your numbers from like your bank account, put them in. And then I also put a feature of how many clients are you taking? So if you're like, my schedule has to change, I can't take as many clients. Well, then change the amount of clients that are in there as the number, and you'll see what your numbers need to be to maintain where you're at or to grow where you're at. So there's elements of average cost per service, average profit per service you need to make, and how many clients you're taking. Also, this is why numbers should actually be very different from each other as nail techs, because the average of profit you need to take home is so different. Some people have more expenses than others. I did have somebody really wise in a class say once. She's like, I don't mean to be a downer, but my husband passed away suddenly, and suddenly I had to be responsible for all the bills, and I needed all my clients, and I had to like double my prices. She's like, if I could caution everybody to set your prices as if you were working to pay for things, or at least set it as a goal. So the cool part is you can run it lots of different ways. So you could run it as like your goal of how much you're taking home profit versus like how much you have to take home for profit, so that you can see where you're working towards as well. And then you can take into account, where's my demand? What do I need to do? Do I need to change every service pricing, or do I just need to change my most demand service? Things like that. Okay, I'm going to go look at comments. Very uncomfy raising prices. I'm afraid I'll lose clients. Yeah. So once you know like facts, like it's not based off emotions or like, yeah, my product price went up and you don't really know. I believe in energy. I think people feel that when we don't really know, versus like I have a calculator that just calculates how much everything is and just tells me what my prices should be. Clients react better because it's just facts. It's not emotion. It's not you trying to be greedy. It's not any of that. It's just you need to be able to feed yourself just like they need to feed themselves. But there is a way to price yourself out of a job. And I think this industry has a freaking attitude going. This is not, I am different. I know I'm different. I'm like, yes, we need boundaries and policies, but you need to be human. Yes, we need to make more money, and I want you making six figures, but you also need to be conscious of your quality as number one, the service experience you're giving, and earning that. Not expecting it. It pisses me off so bad. There is no entitlement. You still need to provide quality and have your clients like understand your value, and you earn that. You do. You don't just expect it. I feel like there's a lot of young nail techs like that, and there may be a flash in the pan, like they hit it big on TikTok or something. I'm so happy for them, but if they don't build things on foundations like that, they will burn out. And I just don't want that, especially all these talented techs. So I'm really passionate about knowing your numbers. And I have feedback. I have testimonials. I have people who are like, I was shocked. This was so easy. I didn't realize this is why I'm so stressed. I found a way to adjust things and have success. So that is on sale this week. I did put it in my bio link with the discount code. And it's this week and next week. And it is uncomfy. There is a free masterclass also linked in my bio link about 3 ways to implement a service price increase. You watch that and see. And how do we do that? Yep, so it's in there. Can we buy it? Yes, you can buy it. Linked in my bio, the formula to pricing your services for profit. When you click on it, it'll give you all the info too before you have to buy it. It'll be like the checkout page so you can really read over and see if it's a good fit for you. I think companies are making smaller bottles of products now to help with that, but still the price is costly. Yeah, they're also making smaller bottles and not adjusting prices, which increases our cost. But that is a great perspective that it's also helping with products not expiring. I personally have a lot of connections to the heads of companies that I love and respect. Some you don't even hear about here. I work with them in the background. They are working diligently to not raise your prices because they need to stay afloat too. This is all like an inner working thing. But if you don't know the freaking facts, you're just floating and you're going to float yourself right out of a job. Okay, true. Where can we get the Google Sheet for purchase? Yeah, so linked in my bio. It's called the Formula for Pricing Your Services for Profit. All the info will be there. You need to apply the code PRICES10, PRICES10. And that sale goes through the end of next week. But once you purchase, you have unlimited access. So you won't, I always feel like when I say that sale goes through is that you think your access to it goes away. No, it's just the discount code goes away. Okay. Yeah, how you feeling about this? I am going to plug this. This is something we really deeply go over in my mentorship that I'm taking a couple more people for that starts June 3rd. It's like a 10-week program. So if you want to know more info, DM me about that. How are we feeling? I get really passionate, and I know I do, and I worry I overwhelm people. But just know, I put that passion and that feeling behind creating something that then is easy for you. I did the work. I even had somebody who's like, when I went through and did it, I found fraudulent charges. She's like, Hill, if I hadn't done the pricing calculator, I wouldn't have found the fraudulent stuff going on my bank account. I was like, oh, cheers to that. And not funny, but there's so many things, right? And it can be really a lot. But once you do it, I kind of coach you along in doing it every 3 months because I just want you to watch the trends. Maybe your cost of business didn't go up. So maybe you don't need to raise prices, but you want to look at your nail art prices that you haven't been sticking to. So yeah, you can make more money. There's ways to make more money without being everything goes up $15. And the way to start is to actually know. If your prices need to go up. I have to do the same thing. I have had to raise my prices in my in-person classes, but the last few years I haven't. I've kept them the same, and I've adjusted prices within my online classes so that I can still make the money I need to, because inflation is real. I look it up every year. Last year, I don't want to quote this wrong. It was 3%, the year before 2%. In 2021, it was 6%. So that means if a 6% increase happens, say you charge $60 for a service, 10% of that would be $6. So probably at about $4. In order for you to eat the same sandwich you did the year before, your service would now need to be $64 instead of $60. That's why sometimes techs burn out, because year to year, they're not looking at things and they're like, why do I feel like I'm making less money? Because for you to eat is costing more money. Here's the other thing. You don't have to raise prices. You can look at, because the way I built it, you can look at like, how much am I spending? Like, wait, do I need to buy every glitter when I have a very close similar one over here? It can be really helpful to go through your stuff too. That's also something else we do in the mentorship. So I guess I'm talking about two things: pricing, and then if you want more of this, I'm not going to talk about it too much. I don't want to, unless you guys want to know. But if you want to know other things we talk about, but if you want to know more about that mentorship, just DM. Just DM me. Oh, I wish you guys could see my puppy just found sunshine on the stairs. I stopped buying every new season colors. So I think that's where, like, I'll say this collection is going to make us money. Or I'll say there's some of these in here that are awesome that some of your clients are going to love. And then there's some collection releases where I'm like, this is for a certain clientele. And like right now, okay, Luxa just released their Truth or Dare. It will make you money. Every color in there is fun. Every color will work for spring and summer. You can do art with it too. That one will make you money. There was one, like Cocos did like a Butters collection one last year, and I was like, some people will love this. It's great quality. Product's awesome. Some people will love this. It depends on how much like your clients lean into the yellow tones. You know what I mean? Hello, Miss Brittany. So hello from Germany. I love this. And by the way, this formula for pricing your services for profit works in any currency. It's the calculations are all locked in there. It's just the calculator I've created for you and teach you how to look at it. So have at it no matter where you're at. But yeah, also for my new nail techs and seasoned ones, let's talk about this. There are certain times of year you're going to spend more than others. Black Friday, 100%. We've got Memorial Day sales coming up. It's a 6-month cycle. So we've got a good sale here that every 6 months we probably spend a little more because they're bigger sales. That's just how it is. And then that's just something to plan on. That's why I want you to look at averages over time, like every 3 months, run the calculator, because you might spend a ton in quarter 4 of a year, but quarter 1, you don't spend as much. I see that. I'm an affiliate. Look at that. This is Erica's. I'm an affiliate for multiple companies. I help them build affiliate programs. And I know on my back end, like, oh, I might have a bunch of affiliate sales if they release a great collection, or sales I don't always make a lot because everybody's getting discounts, but like I can make a lot. And I know that following that, there's not going to be that many purchases. And I think, good, then these people have learned you spend less if you buy bulk in sales over time. Now, my new nail techs, when it comes to like gel colors, you don't have to buy 500 colors. You can if there's a brand or a collection you want or something like that. But you also can start with like your very basics, your blacks, your whites, your nudes, your reds, get one color of every color of the rainbow, and then start buying seasonal as you go and build it that way. I feel the same about my PLA collection. I wish I would have bought certain collections versus the entire collection. Yeah, we have all done that. I will say there's one collection I bought all of for my salon when I opened my American Fork one, and I bought the whole entire Luxa collection, and then I added to it with other ones because I had to, because we had people who wanted to do commission then, and I did not regret that. Not one bit. I own the whole collection in my studio of Cocoist and Luxa, but those are two of my favorites. And then I absolutely have things from like Madame Glam, a couple OPIs, accents, like I cherry pick favorites from all over. But I am 22 years in. That's very different from when you're starting. Yeah, so expectations, or like if you shift from tons of acrylic and you're doing more gel, or you're using gel color instead of colored acrylic, that was the shift I made. Build your collection. But I do feel like that Truth or Dare collection will make you money. But also look at it. If you have something similar, but you just need the pink, then get the pink. There's options in there. Hello, moi canvas. Since I only bought 2 colors of each row from the Bella Sol collection and only get 2 complete rows that were unique colors to me that I did not have, I make sure I get colors that are always on trend. Yeah. Yep. And sometimes when collections release, all of them are on trend and some of them are not. Or for somebody, they're all on trend. And for somebody else, they're like, my clients only wear neutrals. If your clients only wear neutrals, no matter what you've done, or that's all you like to do, then don't buy the vibrant color collections. But that's one way you can manage your pricing, is looking at what you're spending. Side note, Hill, can you send me an explanation and RPM speeds for Erica's acrylic kit? It's intimidating me. Yeah, send me I don't remember every bit that's in that kit. But remember, carbides are always high speeds. And over acrylic, you're going to be high speeds for sure because it's a harder product. Yeah. I also have been writing a new textbook, something we haven't announced yet. That's a cool, I just realized if I can share this, it's a cool collaboration between companies. You rarely see this. And I've been like elbow deep in RPMs and writing textbooks and things like that. It's very cool. Very, very cool. I'll let you know when I can. Okay. So yes, the pricing your services for Formula for Profit, the calculator, is linked in my bio. It is 10% off this week and next week. You have unlimited access to it. You will have the calculator forever, because you copy it over to your own Google Sheet. Please, 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 if you haven't purchased this, if you don't have it for yourself, you are insane. This is something you need. I did all the work. I put all the formulas in. I locked them all in. You only have to plug things in certain spots. Baby, did you just text me? Sorry, I'm live.
Fine, ignore me. Whatever.
Do you want to say hi? I couldn't go away. No, come say hi.
Hi.
We're talking prices in business.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Hillary, are you cultivating hobbies you can't turn into a business? No.
Yes, you are. You're planting stuff.
I know. Did you realize last night? Did you see my story?
No.
I was like, I'm going to go buy some herbs to plant because my therapist said I need to cultivate hobbies. I can't turn into a business, but turning things into a business is my hobby. And I'm like, that's okay. I like gardening. Do you know how much that sounded like I was smoking weed? I was talking to one of my girls in my mentorship after, we were dying laughing. No, I was talking like cilantro and rosemary and sage.
Sure.
Maximizing businesses and turning things into business is something Quinn and I both love doing. It's how our brains work. But I also think we learned it the hard way in lots of ways. So our goal is to hopefully spread the knowledge and things we've learned to make it better for others. Because some of our mistakes have cost us thousands of dollars and then we'll never make them again. And then we tell you about them. Get those herbs.
I mean, a weed business would be fun.
We did go buy, so what we're doing here, I'll show you. We have in our back these planters that I put along our railing. And we put grasses in them last year. We were hoping to create a little barrier because you see those townhomes behind us are right there. And they kind of didn't do well. They didn't grow fast enough, so we went and got other plants. And these grasses look like they're from Dr. Seuss. They're going to be cute. And then behind there are trees that are growing. I should show you guys. I don't know if you care. That'll get like 30 or 40 feet tall, so we'll get privacy. Side note. Rochelle, I've gotten quicker with my services. I have every written down to an hour and a half. But I'm done in an hour, sometimes less, or sometimes hour 15. Nervous changing my times up on my app, but I could get more clients. Okay, so here's what I did. Hi, Hunter. I started watching how consistently I had 15 minutes off, and I just moved everything shorter by 15 minutes and moved clients closer together and waited until I really had a room for one more client and then added them on. So watch the consistency in just 15-minute increments so you don't overstress yourself out as you get faster and move people closer together. Hi, Miss Hunter. Baby, we're talking about pricing. Hunter works at Lacquered Law. She runs her whole entire own business in there, and I just did her nails the other day. Hunter, you know what I realized when I did the art? I looked at the picture you sent later, I'm like, that little black wrinkle, I didn't smooth it and make it thin enough, so parts of that little bit of art didn't cure all the way through. Totally on me. Shit happens. Yeah, Rochelle, I'm really excited for you that you've done that. Like, congratulations. You should feel really proud of yourself. And I'm really proud of you because that's a great feeling. I mean, also you could get another client in, or I don't know, go home to your kids early. Don't over maximize. Rochelle, you need to do my mentorship. I don't usually pin people out like that. But babe, you're ready. Are you planting? What are you doing?
Taking up the
Oh, thank you. It's taking out the old dried up grasses that didn't work. I have therapy today and I have work and things to get done for you guys and I just haven't. Yes, leaving early is always a blessing. Yeah. And even if it's like, okay, these 2 days I leave early and these 2 days I take one more client. And look at your prices. Make sure you're to the point where like you're pretty full, but you're not sure if you're making enough. Just don't do what I did where I just added one more client, where I worked. It was known. I worked 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and sometimes it was 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. I got off on feeling like I'm so in demand. No, what was really happening in the background was I was afraid and didn't know my pricing. I'll be really honest. And so now I don't want that from anybody else. But it's not about like I just raised my prices and I'm going to lose clients. There's strategy. You have to look at like demand of services and quality of services. You have to look at your experience. You have to think, okay, if my pricing's okay or clients can't handle that big of a jump, okay, I'm going to work towards that. And I have to make sure I deliver the quality and experience to do so. Or, okay, I need to make more money I need to bring on a different kind of service that's shorter. I need to do gel toes more often. I need to offer something because I can't make that huge jump, but now I know the numbers and I see what I need to do. Strategy, strategy, strategy. Oh, thank you. You look so beautiful. Thank you. It's all about the strategy. It's not about price gouging clients. It is not about having entitlement to raising your prices. It is always, I just choked on my spit. It is always about delivering value and experience. Number one, always. But you need to know your numbers. You need to know what you need to work towards or what you need to change in your life or change in your business. Bottom line. Yeah, so if you want that calculator, it is linked to my bio with a discount code. It's one of my I'm very proud of that online course. I'm very proud of it because it was kind of a heart project. When you've done something wrong and you want to do it better for other people, and when it clicks on what needs to happen, and then you test it, try it, and you have people test it and it works, there's nothing that lights me up more. Actually, it's not, well, yeah, people finding success in something I have made and created and shared, and they've purchased and invested in, nothing gives me a fire more than like having that moment of, okay, I'm good at what I do. I know what I'm doing. It's like how you guys feel when a client sells you, because you guys are my clients now. You are the people that I am working with day in, day out as nail techs. It's a very weird shift, just for the record. But like, I love it. There's Jamina. Jamina is in my mentorship. Well, has been. And now continuing on. And we've worked together for years. She is also passionate about pricing. Jamina, I'm sharing with them about the formula to pricing your services for profit. I put that class on sale this week and next week. And I'm like, it's just knowing things is so helpful. It doesn't have to be super overwhelming. Hello. Oh, I love these new people joining. So this is also Q&A for what you guys want to know about. We got talking about pricing. I did mention my mentorship. If you guys want to know more, DM me about that. It's a business mentorship. It is. Hello, Miss Jessie. Hello, Dana. Am I saying these names right? Claus by Milagros. Did I say that right? That's beautiful. Jamina, yes. Yeah. You just got to know. We're so afraid of it and we float through way too much. And we don't have to. And we made it easy for you. Quinn's like moving couches with dogs on it to be able to get plants out. It's so funny. Hello, Miss Dee Dee. Hello. Pricing is based off numbers, not emotions. Breach it. You guys hear her? We ran numbers lots. And she, in my mentorship, by the way, Jamina is an incredible educator as well. And she is building out and offering so much for people. And we do this in that too. We crank the numbers in that. Because there's nothing worse than pouring your heart and soul into something, you guys know, and then not making enough money. It kills it. And we can pretend everybody doesn't have to make money because we like our job and live in Nana land until we quit or so defeated that it affects our entire life. Or you can know the numbers. And I told you how. I share how. If you're in my mentorship, you get that calculator. Jamina had it before, and she has her sister created a cool thing like this too. Okay, what do you guys want to talk about? Are we good? Do you have other questions? I do agree. Pricing equals fear. I think I really want to. Oh, Rochelle just went and bought it. I love it. I think I want to eliminate the fear with facts. And sometimes people run the calculator and they're like, my services need to be $20 more. I can't make that jump. And I'm like, right. So now let's look at what you're spending and let's look at which services are in demand and let's carry the weight there. Or, this is huge. Are you charging for your nail art? According to what you have set, that's usually the biggest thing at first. Yep, Rochelle, I just said, I'm like, I just saw Rochelle's come through. She got it. That's so funny. I hope you love it, babe. I know you will because you need to live your life. I watch you, baby. You have all these other goals going on in your life and family and fitness and all these things. Like, you should be able to do that. But if you don't pay attention to pricing, you will slowly eliminate your life in the name of making enough money to live it. Do I need to justify the increase to clients? It's so much easier when you have to adjust pricing when you say to them, I just have a calculator that takes in the cost of business and I just run it every few months to make sure. I don't think you should raise your prices every 3 months. I think that's way too often. I think you will scare clients away. Max, in my opinion, is every 6 months. Once a year is really great too. My hope is here. You love my hair. It's getting wild and I love it. But instead of lying to clients or guessing, you can say, I just have a calculator. This is where it puts me at. The other thing is, once you get the numbers, like I said, you can decide where you need to adjust what before you just like lay it out on clients. Because there are ways that gives you an average. So there's ways that you're like, oh, wait, I'm not charging for the long length in art. If I did there, then I wouldn't need to change my base price here. It makes you look at things like a business owner, and it should empower you. It shouldn't make you feel defeated. And then clients, when they know it's just facts and things, they do better. But there's also, like I said, a section where you can change how many clients you're taking so that you could account for, oh, I might lose a couple clients here. Let me change how many clients I'm taking so I can see what I need to do so I can maintain my income or increase if needed. So there's a couple elements to the calculator that are more than just cost of service and profit you take home. There's also how many clients you're doing, and you can play with things, especially if you're like, oh crap, my life just changed. I have kids at home and I can't work one of my days anymore. Go adjust it for how many clients you can really take and see where it lands you. Hi, Kara. What you doing? Kara and I just hung out in Oregon helping Cocoist. Hope, I just raised my prices $15. Nobody blinked an eye. Here's something unique about Hope. She delivers, not unique, it should be everybody. She delivers the value, the education, the results, the experience. That is core to pricing, number one, always. I talk about it in the class. Number one to pricing, quality, experience. You have to deliver that. You have to. And if you're like, my quality's not there, then let me help you there. I have 38 online classes. I have in-person classes. I have mentorship. The mentorship's business focused, but it does have support for quality. I love it. So she said, if they love you and see your worth, no. And that comes down to, I hate the word worth. I'm going to call you out there. It comes down to your quality of what you're producing, because your worth is infinite regardless of work. Quality and the value they perceive from you, the experience. Nail art pricing is hard because a lot of it is easy, but I know the steps to create it cost money. Like Chroma, I've had a hard time charging $10 extra for it, like I said I would. That's confusing for clients. They don't know what to expect. And always quote them before you start. This will be $10 more. Are we good to go? Or do we need to adjust and only do it on a couple nails? Let them have control of their budget, you guys. I hate going into an appointment wondering what it's going to cost me when I'm done. That deters me. Or if I see prices and you're charging me a little bit less, I'm not really sure, and all of a sudden you charge me what it is, and how come it was different this time? Oh, I wasn't really charging you what I should. Okay, well then I'm frustrated. Charge what you freaking say, and say what you're going to charge before you do it. You'll see a crazy increase in your income if you start charging what you say you're charging. That's the other wild element. Jamina, are you still here? We did that in our mentorship. We just talked about it one week, and everybody went to do it. People were like, and these in her cohort she's in, these are people that, there's two groups to the mentorship, those building and those who are in growth, who are in demand, full clientele, need to make more money outside the chair, don't want to burn out, versus I'm trying to gain more clients, retain clients, manage clients. How do I manage these clients? What do I need to do? What needs to be in place? Those who are super in demand and crazy still weren't making the money they should be making. And we just made sure we were actually charging what we said we were, and made sure we were saying what we needed to charge. And people they're like, 1 week, I made so much more money. I'm like, and your clients aren't confused. I raised my 5 and people are starting to drop because it's not in the budget. That happens. So when you make adjustments, though, you have to make adjustments to according to how many clients you have, and always count on losing a couple. That's why that calculator is so helpful, because you can change how many clients you're taking. So you can see what it really has to land. And also the spirit and how it's done. Of just I think my product cost went up, versus I just have a calculator that runs it, and I do it. I have to look at it at least every year because of inflation. And, you can even look up inflation rates. You don't have to justify it, but you can be like, last year, I didn't look at last year yet, but last year it was 4%. So that's the cost of running business, and I need a raise. But you don't have to say it like that. Literally, when it's based on facts, everybody's less emotional. And if it's not in their budget, it's not in their budget. And you should be creating and giving the quality where they attract more people in. And you always welcome them back. Girl, I so get it. If it ever is, I'd love to have you back if I have room. If I have room. Things like that, not communicating the truth. It's not necessarily scarcity, but it is. Communicating the truth about it moves you up on people's priority list. That's one of the best ways to build clientele, is being honest about you're not a machine and you don't work 24/7. They may go, well, let me just see if I can. I was thinking about it. When I go buy a coffee, this menu is what I see. Clients can see my menu, so they know if I over or undercharge. LOL, just charge your menu. Yes. Just charge your menu. I love that. Put that on a pillow and put it in your chair. I know you said not to compare to other techs in the area, but I'm already one of the most expensive nail techs in my area. Okay, so everybody else is screwing up. We need to tell everybody, hey, have you checked your prices? This is where I'm like, everybody has to look at this. We are hurting each other. We are hurting each other. Also, look at what you're delivering and experience. And if you're like, but I'm losing, I'm not in demand, then we need to look at the strategy behind the pricing. What are we doing? Well, you already said it. You're not charging for the art and things they're asking for. And if you don't do that for so long, they just expect to not pay for it. And suddenly you're like, I'm not making money. Yeah, because it's your fault. Yep, this is why you have to base it off numbers for yourself. Yep. You have to. And once you know your numbers, like I said, you can play in that calculator and change things. I share more in my mentorship with the building side. I was just thinking, I'm like, Jamina, you didn't see this stuff because you already have such a solid clientele. where then we go through some other things to see where you're losing money on what you're spending. And it's shocking. It's shocking and freeing. It's so freeing that you can dial it in so your business works for you so you can live. See, Rochelle, I know you're in demand. She says, thankfully I'm in demand and have a full clientele with few hours I can work due to hubby's work and kiddos. Yep, you're getting it done. I love that. I'm so happy for you. Okay, I have to go work. I'm looking at the time. This is work, but like I have actual like things and emails I have to send. But I love you. You're doing amazing. There are things in place to support you. I would love if you got my Formulator Pricing Your Services for Profit online course that gives you that calculator. If you haven't, it is linked in my bio right now as a discount code if you're watching this later. It's always linked under my online classes. You can always get it. And I am starting a new mentorship session starting June 3rd. I like to talk with people to see if it's a good fit before people sign up because it's a small group, it's one-on-one, and I need to make sure it works for both of us and for the group, that it's a good fit. So DM me if you have questions about that. And I am off. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you all next time.